Alright, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky, and I just did the narration for the last episode, and basically I was sort of talking about something, but I ran out of time, so this sort of stopped part way. So I'm just going to finish it in this video. But basically, what I was talking about was, how I was talking about whether I would buy Darksiders 3, and making the point that Darksiders 1 and 2 were fairly glitchy, and so that would I'll probably wait and see if people have any problems with Darksiders 3, and then I'll probably buy it on sale and after price drops and whatnot. But I was talking about as well Arkham Knight, and and basically I was going to make the point that maybe they could, if they opened up official, or that is if they offered official mod support, and things like and added like support for the Steam Workshop, that kind of stuff. That could be kind of a good idea. Because modders do put a lot of work into certain games like Skyrim and Star Wars Empire at War. And Empire at War, like some of the mods just go so far beyond, they really do. And that game, by the way, from what I've heard, the developers were basically, because the game is so unpolished, the developers were basically told, no, you can't finish developing the game, we're releasing it now. And actually for Arkham Knight apparently was something like that as well, where it was published by Warner Brothers. They were like, no, we just want to make money, just sell the game. We're now waiting for you to make sure it works. But good idea. Modders have already done some cool mods for Arkham Knight, like some things that are kind of, I think, should have been added in the game, but weren't, like being able to free roam as any of the characters and not just Batman. I think that would have been a good idea, and that would be really cool to have, workshop support and for stuff like that, and official mod support, so that more really cool stuff could be easily done. Like in Skyrim, there's so much work done on mods. It's insane. It'd be cool to see. I mean, obviously not that level, but just something, something like that, and especially with respect to, maybe letting people, like creating the tools that people in the community could maybe work on some of the fixes. And modders have done that for certain games. Released their own patches to help fix some of the glitches in the performance of the game, that kind of stuff. And it wouldn't even be a bad idea, at least I don't think so, to do kind of what like Keen Software House did with Space Engineers, which they put aside, I don't remember how much it was, like $1 million or $5 million, a lot of money. They put aside some money, to pay modders who do like total conversion mods, and it would not be a terrible idea for Warner Brothers, and I assume they have, money up to their armpits and or up to their alligators. I think someone used that expression. I don't know what it means, but they said, they not about money, but I think they said, well, our problem's up to our alligators or something like that. It's a weird expression. I don't know what they meant by that. They might have been mangling a different expression. I don't know. Either way, not really the point. It was kind of weird. And now I forgot what I was talking about. No, I don't. Basically, yeah. So they could, maybe put some money, aside for modders who might fix stuff, and maybe even bring it to Linux. No, I mean, obviously I know they won't. That it's not, but it would be a kind of a nice idea. At least I think so. Maybe it's really stupid, but I think that'd be kind of a good idea to do. Kind of what Keen Software does, and Keen Software also released the source code, I think, for Space Engineers, and that also would be kind of a good idea, I think. Again, I know they're not, but I think it would be a good idea. Although, like I said, maybe it could be a completely ridiculous idea, and maybe it just wouldn't make any sense at all. I think that, because basically what I was doing in the last episode is I was trying to talk about some stuff I missed in previous episodes, and I think that just about entirely covers it. Yeah, that Arkham Knight part, it wasn't even one of the things I wanted to mention that I forgot about in previous episodes. That's something I just sort of thought of just now to talk about. But sort of in that note, I want to just mention because I've been playing zombies a lot lately, and I haven't played a lot of zombies until sort of recent. And I haven't played the multiplayer zombies until recent. I have it on PC, and it kind of sucks because everyone I know who has it on Xbox One, which means like I can't actually play it on PC and then play with someone that I know. There's no split screen either. That's unfortunate. I wish they would bring back split screen, and I think this should be one of the important issues of our time. Because like at least I'm old, but I'm not that old. Do you know what I mean? Like that's basically my age. Like I'm old enough that I remember like things like Bunny Ears and 64 and stuff like that, but not old enough to remember like the NES or like the SNES or anything like that. But I do remember split screen, right? Like every game had it. Mind you, as a kid, like every game I played was Nintendo, basically. Or at least for a Nintendo console. But this should be the important issue. Bring back couch play. Like they have these initiatives like bring back outside play. What about couch play? What about fostering community and playing with your friends and inviting people over and not being an antisocial jerk who's only playing with strangers online, or who when you play with your friends they don't even come over, right? Because you can't. If they come over, you can't all play together. And you don't go over to their house, and it's a whole thing. I mean, obviously you can go hang out with your friends, do other stuff. Obviously, it's not like you never see your friends again because of split screen. It's an exaggeration. Although I'm just gonna note here, this area, this little underground thing, you're supposed to like look at the terminal and like do something. I didn't for some reason, and I don't know what it is. Why I didn't do the thing down here. I assume I didn't see it, which is incredibly stupid because it's fairly obvious. It's not. It's right there. Like it's not exactly subtle. I don't know. It looks like I'm looking around or something. Like this footage is so old I don't remember what I was doing at all. But yeah, so I just left. Like I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so split screen. Like people are upset. The people are really upset that Trump pulled out of the Paris environment thing, which I don't really know if I care too much about that. Like, oh no. Could be really bad, could be really good. Either way, the universe will stay intact. Even if the Earth explodes because of it, the universe will be intact. We may all die, but the universe will be fine. So not worth worrying about. Because that's the worst that can happen is we can all die. It's the very worst. Is the extinction of humanity. Nothing worse can happen than that, so don't even worry about it. But that should not be the thing people are upset about. It should be that developers won't put split screen in the games. But I mean, some games. I think Black Ops 3 had split screen, but I don't have that for my computer, or at all. But Infinite Warfare doesn't. And that's worse than the whales dying or like stuff. I don't know. And the thing is too. On multiplayer, sometimes everyone's really good and sometimes they're not, and it makes it kind of interesting when you go into a match and everyone's kind of in. And because I'm not particularly great, so when people are worse than me, that's not a great sign. What else? What else do I want to say? I don't know. I like the maps. I like. Zombies in Spaceland is the best for multiplayer, I think, just because it's like the other two are, they feel so confined. Like they're always in narrow spaces, you know, and it makes it hard to maneuver a little bit. But Zombies in Spaceland is, you know, it's a lot more open, and so it's kind of a lot easier. The thing I don't like is stupid, and I don't like this in well, I guess it doesn't matter in multiplayer, but you know, in single player, I don't like this move, the whatever it's called, the slide, because if I want to quickly get to cover, and then you know, so I'm running, then I press B, then all it does is I slide out of cover, so you can't do that, you know. But I mean, in multiplayer, it doesn't matter. There's no real. I mean, you don't really use cover in multiplayer the same way you do in single player. But the thing that's kind of dumb is it doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't always work for me. Like I'm running, then I press B, and then he just crouches. You know, that's kind of annoying in Zombies because you can use the sliding thing to weave through zombies pretty well. But if you just crouch, then they just hit you. So that kind of sucks. I don't know. The newest map, Shaolin Shuffle, which I probably just mispronounced because a lot of S's and S's are hard, is really great. I like the kung fu, but I like it's New York. It's the 70s. It was also the easiest map for me to learn. I think that one's the easiest, and then Zombies in Spaceland is the second easiest, and then probably Raven of the Redwoods is the hardest. But I don't know. I'm lazy, so I don't always do like all the stuff on the map, like finding the power and stuff. But I was playing Zombies today, and I did go around and I did find all the power switches all by myself, and that footage unfortunately didn't get recorded like I wanted it to. Don't know why, but you know, I mean, I was able to get Pack-a-Punch because, I mean, obviously it's just linking up the teleporters. Like, I do believe that's what you did in the first Zombies map, right? It was just linking up all the teleporters. Although I don't think you had to run around finding power switches. I think there was probably one power switch and that was it. You know, but there was just finding the teleporters, then you could go to the Pack-a-Punch room. That's pretty basic. But I think Pack-a-Punching is harder in some of the other maps. Like I think in Shaolin Shuffle there's sort of more steps to it, at least in that one. And from what I've seen, the Easter egg in that looks fairly complicated and not self-explanatory in any way. So I don't know. I don't know if I even want to do the Easter eggs. Like if I'm playing a multiplayer game and the people are doing it, then I'll go along with it. But you know, if they don't want to do it, I don't have any particular. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, we need to do the Easter egg. You know, oh, we need to fight the Rat King 5 times until he finally dies for good. You know, I kind of think the Easter eggs have gotten out of hand a little bit. I think it's good. I like it. I like that they're putting them in. I just, you know, I like them more in theory than I like in practice. Let's say that's probably the best way to put it. I don't have time to talk about it, but World War II is coming out, you know, which is great because they called it WW2, so now people can be like, I can't wait for WW2. You know, it's like, oh, you can't wait for a massive world war that already happened in the past. It's brilliant. You know, I don't know if people are going to like it. I think some people already have negative opinions about it. You know, from what we've seen, and I only watched the one trailer. I don't really know a lot about it yet, so I'm reserving judgment. But a lot of people are really down on it. Basically, everyone was down on Infinite Warfare. I love Infinite Warfare. I think it's great. Is it my favorite COD? No, because obviously World at War is my favorite COD. And the soundtrack in that game is so good. Some games, like obviously Nintendo games, like Pac-Man games, Sonic games, and certain games, you know, just are known for their good soundtracks. But I mean, World at War had a great soundtrack. Toy Story game, I think Toy Story 2, whatever. But for the 64, the soundtrack in that was good too. You know, that's pretty important. And there's never been a Call of Duty game with the same quality of soundtrack for some reason. Anyhow, the video's almost over. If you liked, please give it a like and have a great rest of your day.